In this video, we're going to see how to install the Microsoft Visual Studio IDE, which is going to also give you access to the compiler from Microsoft. The compiler from Microsoft is one of the compilers we can use to compile C and C++ code. It is usually called MSVC, and it is a great compiler. If you are working on Windows, I strongly recommend trying that out. It is going to let you do a lot of things. So we're going to see how to install that here. And to get access to that, we need to go through the Microsoft Visual Studio IDE. So we're going to install that first. Okay, so go to your favorite search engine and type in Visual Studio, and you will get an entry looking something like this. Click on it, and if you do, you're going to see a page like this. It's going to give you a bunch of the tools that are provided by Microsoft. We want Visual Studio, the IDE, which can be used to do .NET development, C and C++. We are interested in C and C++. So we are going to click on this combo box here that says download Visual Studio. We want the community version because it is free. If you want to get the professional edition, you can do that, but the community version is going to work for us. So I am going to click on that, and this is going to start downloading this thing here. Once it is downloaded, you can click on it and it is going to start installing. It is a standard installation process, so I encourage you to do that. I am not going to do that with you here because I already have this installed on my system. But as you go through the process to install this, you will come to a point where you see a window like this, which is going to let you choose the workload with which you want to use Microsoft Visual Studio. We are interested in desktop development for C++, so I want you to select this and make sure it is checked. And once you check it, you will see a bunch of checkboxes checked. Make sure you have the same thing like me. And after you do that, you can start installing by clicking on a button that is going to show up here. And it is going to start installing this IDE and the compiler from Microsoft to your operating system, which is Windows in this case. Okay, once you click on the install button here, you're going to wait a lot of time. Sometimes this is even going to take maybe 40 minutes or 50 minutes, depending on the speed of your computer. So be patient and wait for this to install. When it is done, it is going to tell you it is done. And after you have this installed, you will be able to come to the start menu here on Windows and say Visual Studio, and you will see Visual Studio 2022 here. You can click on it to confirm that it is installed and working properly. And we're going to wait for this to come up. This may take a moment, depending on the speed of your computer again. And it is going to show a window like this, allowing you to create a Visual Studio project. But we're not going to go that far here. What we really want is to use the compiler that comes with Visual Studio. And to do that, it's really easy. Let's close this first because we don't want to go further with this. So we will come back to the start menu and we will say developer. And once we do that, you see we have a bunch of options here. We have developer PowerShell for Visual Studio 2022. And we have developer prompt for Visual Studio 2022. Don't worry about 2019. I have a lot of versions, but with you, I recommend getting the best you can get from the Microsoft website. And at the time of this recording, it is Visual Studio 2022. So that's what you should get and use it on your Windows system here. So this is what we have. You can either choose developer PowerShell or developer prompt. Either is going to work. What I am going to do is use developer PowerShell because this is what I am familiar with. And once you have this up, let's wait for it to fully come on. Okay, it is going to say whatever text for the introduction here, whatever version you have for PowerShell. But to test that you have a compiler from Microsoft on your system, all you have to do is from this developer PowerShell is to do cl.exe. When you do that, it is going to spit out the version and all kinds of crazy things here. When you see things like this, it means you have it installed and you are ready to start using it with the course here. And this confirms that we have a working installation of Microsoft Visual Studio and the compiler from Microsoft that comes with it. And that happens to be the cl.exe thing you see that we are using here. So we are going to stop here in this lecture and I will see you in the next one.